Hi Palians, welcome in. Today I'm going to show you how you can maximize your foraging skill points and level up in foraging by doing an exploit with some flow trees that you have sitting on your plot. So this is a very good exploit to do if you need some skill points to buy some dari, to buy some heat root, and also some dragon's beard as well, because those resources are very limited in Bahari. So follow me and I'll show you how to do this. So for this to work, you are going to need a few things, right? So first of all, you need some flow trees, obviously. You're also going to need a repair station, some repair kits as well, a working kitchen. So I have my kitchen right here. And one thing as well, you don't have to, but it's advised to downgrade your eggs to fine eggs instead of leaving as exquisite. The reason for this is we have to glitch our eggs, and the eggs will become a very, very powerful to the point that you can chop one tree by yourself without help of anyone. So as you know, the flow trees you can't chop by yourself in the wild. You need someone to help you. But if you do this glitch, you can chop them by yourself. So I already have my eggs as a fine eggs. So now I have to glitch my eggs. For this to work, you have to start a recipe. So I am going to do a hearty vegetable soup. I feel like that's the easiest one. You start the recipe, then you go to the prep station, and you have to basically spam 2 buttons on your prep station. So first you have to start the chopping of the ingredient. And then you have to spam between starting the recipe and starting the chopping again and stopping, and your tool wheel. So I have my eggs selected in my hand. So basically you just have to do this just a couple of times. I'm just doing more times here so I can show you what it looks like. So you just have to, for me, is F to interact. And the tool wheel I have set to tab. So for me it's F and tab. So whatever those 2 buttons are for you, that's what you have to press. Again, I'm just doing a bunch of times so I can show you. You don't have to do this a bunch of times. Just a couple is more than enough. I just want to show you what it looks like. So the recipe eventually would be ruined, and then we just grab it here. You know if the glitch has worked when the X looks a bit weird, when you try to cut something. See how my character is going like tunk tunk. It just looks a bit funny how it looks. That's when you know. And also you know exactly when you try to chop one tree, see how the health of the tree goes down quite a lot. So that's when you know that your X has been successfully glitched. Now the next step is start the boosting of the trees. So I have 2 trees here that I'm going to use as an example. I've seen different layouts on how people do this. I've seen people do 4 trees in one go. I've seen people just do 2. I'm going to do just 2 so I can show you as well. So effectively what we want to do, we want to hit those trees until my X is almost about to downgrade. So I'm going to keep hitting it. And I'm going to speed this video as well because you definitely don't want to see me hitting some trees. So I'll see you when my X is almost about to downgrade. Okay, so my X is pretty much, see how it is sitting at the red right now. This is my cue that I need to now repair my X before it downgrades again. So I have to come here, repair, and then repeat the process again. So I'm gonna speed up again so you don't have to go through this again. But I will be doing the same thing. So hitting again until it's almost about to downgrade. All right, again, my X is almost about to downgrade, so I'm going to repair it again. And now we are done with the boosting. So effectively, you have to do 1/2 of your X per tree to have the maximum amount of boosting required. So normally we aim to have around 2,000 XP per tree. Because if you do, you can boost more. So there's no way to know how much the tree is boosted already. So you just have to keep track of how much you have boosted. I can give you some tips after I show you chopping it, on how kind of to mark that, but effectively is 1/2 of the X per tree. So if you overboost your trees, you have the potential of crashing the server because it's just too much for the server, it's too much lag for the server. So in order to avoid that, 2000 XP is kind of like the sweet spot for those trees. So now that they are boosted, it's time to chop them down. And because my X is so powerful, because we glitched before, I can catch those trees by myself now. So I'm gonna chop one right up here for us to see. And when I collect this, it should give me 2000 XP each. And there you go, 2162. So there you have it. And then just remember to have focused food as well with you while you're doing this, because you are going to need basically one focused food per tree that you chop. And then I'm going to chop my second one. And there you go. It should have the same amount of XP. There you go, 2200. For this one. And I went up one level, one foraging level right there with just the 2 trees. So that's how you boost your trees. This is obviously a lot better than if you are in a party, because then people can split and everyone can do a little bit. So it's a lot faster and a lot easier to do so. So you don't have to do everything by yourself. I can show you some clips as well from a party that I attended yesterday. And I'll show you what happens when you overcharge the tree, because that happened yesterday as well. And also how the layout looked like as well. So people can put like lamps near to the trees that they have been boosting if you have a huge party. So then when you're done boosting, you can turn the light on, and then everyone in the plot will know once the trees are boosted, so they don't do it again and have that potential of overboosting in the tree. And then basically the glitching that you did on your X will stay there on your X until you leave your plot. So if you don't want the glitch anymore, you can leave the plot, come back again, and then you will basically reset. For boosting of the trees as well, if you boost them, if you leave your plot and come back, the boosting will be all gone. So once you start, it's important to remember that you have to keep going. Otherwise, all the work that you did will be undone. So it's a great way of doing this to get some daris, especially if you go to a lot of cooking parties, for poke parties, for example. If you have heaps of daris, is a very good way of doing that. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. Make sure that you like and subscribe. I try to create more content around Palia and also some glitching as well, a little bit that I know, and also for some console as well. This glitching as well is also available on console. So I have tested myself on a PS5, and you can glitch your X as well using console. So it's effectively the same thing. So start the recipe, bring the wheel of the X up, and then do this a couple of times until your X is fully glitched. And I'll see you next time. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please make sure that you follow and subscribe. I try to do weekly videos about how-tos in Palia. So if you want to know something, please make sure that you comment and let me know, and I'll try to learn, and I'll make a video for all of you. Thank you again so much, and I'll see you next time. And then basically the glitching that you did on your X will stay there on your X until you leave your plot. So if you don't want the glitch anymore, you can leave the plot, come back again, and then you will basically reset. For boosting of the trees as well, If you boost them, if you leave your plot and come back, the boosting will be all gone. So once you start, it's important to remember that you have to keep going. Otherwise, all the work that you did will be undone. So it's a great way of doing this to get some daris, especially if you go to a lot of cooking parties, for poke parties, for example. If you have heaps of daris, is a very good way of doing that. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. Make sure that you like and subscribe. I try to create more content around Palia and also some glitching as well, a little bit that I know, and also for some console as well. This glitching as well is also available on console. So I have tested myself on a PS5, and you can glitch your X as well using console. So it's effectively the same thing. So start the recipe, bring the wheel of the X up, and then do this a couple of times until your X is fully glitched. And I'll see you next time. Thank you.